bother that, Henry. I'm going to be late. Come along, come along. But Clarabelle didn't want to come. Stop, Thomas, stop! You forgot the guard! But Thomas took no notice. Then Annie tried to tell, but he didn't take any notice of her either. Come along, he puffed impatiently. Oh, bother, he said. There's a signal. And it's red. What's the matter now? I'm already late. Thomas, calm down, said his driver. The guard will come and tell us in a minute. Everybody waited and waited, but the guard didn't come. Oh, where is the guard? Said Thomas. You left him behind, sobbed Annie and Clarabelle. Everyone looked, and there he was. The guard was running as fast as he could, with the flag in one hand and the whistle in the other. He was very hot when he reached the train. He had a long drink and then told everybody what had happened. I am very sorry, Mr. Guard, said Thomas. Oh, never mind, Thomas. Wasn't your fault. Hey, look, the signal's down. Alright, everybody, back onto the train. Come on, Thomas, let's make up for lost time. Both Annie and Clarabelle were very happy to have their guard back. And Thomas began on his journey down the valley. Come along, he puffed. We're coming, said Annie and Clarabelle. Go as fast as you like, Thomas, go as fast as you like, the coaches called. And they did. They reached the end of the line quicker than ever before, and Thomas was very happy. But then he began to worry. What will the others say if they knew about this? That night, the big engines were making fun of Thomas. Especially Henry, who had seen everything. Well, Thomas, first my train, then your guard. Whatever will be the next you leave behind, said Henry. It wasn't my fault. Oh, yes it was, said James. I knew you would be impatient, said Gordon. You're always impatient, Thomas. I bet he will leave behind his driver next. Gordon, that's impossible, said Henry. We can't move without our drivers. Listen, Henry, it wasn't my fault. I was just impatient, said Thomas. Now get that through your head. And to be honest, it was your fault. You were 10 minutes late. Well, laughed Henry. If I were Earl, would you still remember the guard? Alright, everyone, that's enough, called Edward, who had been annoyed by all the commotion. Listen, Thomas made one little mistake, and that's all. Everyone argued. They all argued until they went to sleep. A few months later, the railway was more busier than ever. New engines had arrived on the island, including some new diesels. Thomas worked at the little harbor by the big station. New branch lines had been opened. Also, newer engines were visiting. Branch line freight was more important than ever. And also, the wild northwestern was becoming heavier and heavier, and Gordon had to pull double his normal weight. But they were happy times. Henry, on the other hand, had just got a new shape. He had just returned from crew after his accident with the flying kipper. Gordon was very jealous about this. But Henry took no notice. To have a new shape, you better have an accident, he said to himself. Edward was very excited. He had met some new engines. Two little twin engines and one very friendly diesel. Also, 2 other engines had joined Thomas on his branch line. And a Great Western pannier tank engine was working in the yards. For all the time to come, there was nothing that could go wrong. At least something did go wrong for one engine.